Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the most dangerous fat in your entire body, the hidden fat wrapped tightly around your liver, pancreas, kidneys, and heart, has finally started to melt away, not because of a new supplement, not because of a workout routine, but because of something your body already knows how to do, something built into your biology. Most people never reach this point because it happens after the hunger, after the discomfort, after the moment most people give up, and that moment is day 3 of a water fast. What happens on that third day is something no one talks about. It's the moment your body flips a metabolic switch, enters a deep repair mode, and begins draining visceral fat directly from your organs. For seniors especially, this shift can be life-changing. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happens inside your body over 72 hours, step by step, so you can understand why this works, how your cells respond, and what really makes day 3 the breakthrough. Now that we've set the stage, let's walk through the journey your body takes one day at a time so you can see how this process unfolds from the inside out. The first day of a water fast is often the hardest, and I want to be honest about that. You'll feel hunger, maybe some irritability. Your body is still running on the fuel it's used to glucose from your last meal, and it hasn't yet made the shift to burning stored fat. But even though you might feel uncomfortable, something profound is already beginning beneath the surface. Around the 14-hour mark, your digestive system finishes processing the last of your food. Think about how much energy your body uses just to digest a meal. Blood flow redirects to your stomach and intestines, enzymes get activated, nutrients get absorbed. It's a big operation. That's why, after a heavy lunch, you feel that familiar wave of fatigue, sometimes called a food coma. But once digestion wraps up, your body doesn't just sit idle. It takes all that energy, the resources it would have spent breaking down food, and redirects it towards something else, healing. This is what I call energy diversion. Your body is smart. When it's no longer focused on digesting your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it starts looking inward. It begins scanning for damage, for inflammation, for cells that aren't working as efficiently as they should. And around the same 14-hour window, insulin, the hormone that tells your body to store fat, starts to drop. That signal is critical because low insulin is your metabolism's green light to begin tapping into stored energy, the fat you've been carrying around your midsection, and more importantly, around your organs. By the time you hit 18 hours without food, something even more remarkable kicks in: autophagy. Now, I know that's a big word, but think of it like this. Imagine your cells have a cleanup crew that only gets called in when the workload lightens. Autophagy is that crew. It moves through your cells like a biological Pac-Man, identifying damaged proteins, worn-out parts, and metabolic junk, and clearing it all out. This process doesn't just make your cells cleaner, it makes them more efficient, more capable of producing energy, more resilient against disease. And here's the thing, autophagy doesn't stop at 18 hours. It keeps building throughout the entire fast, intensifying as the hours go by. So even though you're not eating, your body is feasting on its own inefficiencies, on old material that's been weighing it down. For seniors, this is especially valuable because as we age, our cells accumulate more of this debris. Autophagy gives your body a chance to hit the reset button. At the 24-hour mark, your body crosses another threshold. 2 powerful changes happen here. First, your body begins producing human growth hormone, HGH, at levels you probably haven't experienced in decades. Some studies show increases in the range of 15 to 20-fold in men and over 10-fold in women. Now, celebrities and athletes pay thousands of dollars a month to get HGH injected because it helps preserve muscle, supports metabolism, and slows visible signs of aging. But when you get it through a fast, your body produces it naturally, without the downsides that come from external injections. Your body doesn't become dependent. It just remembers how to make more of what it needs. The second change is the production of something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain. It supports the growth of new neurons, sharpens focus, and protects memory. Around this time, you might notice that the gnawing hunger from earlier starts to ease. That's not your imagination. Your body is beginning to adjust. It's starting to settle into a new rhythm, one where food isn't the center of everything. But here's what hasn't happened yet. You still haven't touched the visceral fat, not in any meaningful way. The stage is being set, yes. Insulin is low, autophagy is active, HGH and BDNF are rising, but your body is still working through the easier fuel sources, glycogen stored in your liver and muscles. That takes time to deplete. And that's exactly what happens as you move into day 2. As the first full day ends, your body has cleared the runway. Now it's ready for the real shift that makes day 2 so different. By the time you enter the second day of your fast, your glycogen reserves, those stored sugars your body keeps on hand for quick energy, are nearly gone. And when that fuel runs out, your metabolism has no choice but to switch sources. This is the metabolic switch. It's not something you do consciously, it's automatic. Your body pivots from burning sugar to burning fat. Here's how it works. Fatty acids stored energy from your love handles, your belly, your thighs, start breaking down and traveling through your bloodstream to your liver. Your liver then converts those fatty acids into molecules called ketones. Ketones are a cleaner, more efficient fuel than glucose. They produce less oxidative stress. They give your brain steady energy without the crashes, and they signal to the rest of your body that you're now in fat-burning mode. This shift can feel a little strange at first. You might feel tired or a bit foggy around the 30-hour mark. That's your body adjusting to the new fuel. But once the ketones start flooding your system, usually by hour 36 or so, you often feel a surge of clarity and even energy. Your body's no longer dependent on the next meal. It's running on its own reserves, and those reserves are plentiful. Around this same time, you'll start noticing more weight coming off. Some of it is still water, yes, but some of it is actual body fat. Your cells are breaking down fat tissue to keep you going. You'll look leaner, the puffiness starts to go away, and metabolically, you're entering a state that most people rarely experience in modern life, a state where your body is actively consuming itself for fuel in the best possible way. But there's something else happening at the 48-hour mark that nobody talks about, and it might be one of the most underrated benefits of a longer fast, a dopamine reset. Let me explain what I mean. We live in a world of constant stimulation. Every time you scroll through your phone, every time you eat something sweet or salty, every time you get a notification, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel good, rewarded, satisfied. But here's the problem. When your brain gets flooded with dopamine hits day after day, year after year, the receptor sites that receive those signals start to burn out. They become less sensitive. So you need more stimulation to feel the same level of satisfaction. More sugar, more scrolling, more of everything. It's why so many people struggle with cravings, emotional eating, and that constant feeling of wanting something but never quite feeling fulfilled. Research suggests that after roughly 2 days without food, those dopamine receptors start to regain their sensitivity. They wake back up. And when that happens, you don't need as much external stimulation to feel content. You experience more joy from simple things, more gratitude, less compulsive behavior. For seniors especially, this can translate into better emotional balance, less mindless snacking, and a renewed sense of calm. It's not magic, it's biology catching up with itself. And just as your brain is resetting, your body is preparing for the most powerful phase of the entire fast. Because everything we've talked about so far, the autophagy, the ketones, the hormonal shifts, all of that is still just preparation. The moment you cross into day 3, something extraordinary begins. Day 3 is where your body stops being polite and starts going after the fat that really matters. Up until now, you've been burning subcutaneous fat, the fat you can pinch, the fat under your skin. But on day 3, your metabolism shifts its focus to visceral fat. That's the fat wrapped around your organs. The fat sitting on your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, your kidneys, even your heart. And unlike the fat you can see in the mirror, visceral fat is metabolically active. It releases inflammatory molecules. It disrupts insulin signaling. It increases your risk for heart disease, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, even dementia and certain cancers. This is the fat your body prioritizes on day 3. Studies have found that during extended fasting, somewhere in the range of 60 to 72 hours, the body preferentially mobilizes visceral fat over subcutaneous fat. Your liver starts breaking down that deep abdominal fat for energy and ketone production. Hour by hour, your body is pulling fuel from the very places that have been putting your long-term health at risk. At the same time, inflammation throughout your body drops significantly. Insulin reaches its lowest point, which means you're completely running on fat for fuel. Ketone production peaks, flooding your brain and muscles with clean, steady energy. And that autophagy process we talked about earlier, it intensifies even more. Your cells are in full cleanup mode now, clearing out damaged mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells, and making room for new, efficient ones to take their place. For someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, this is where the real transformation happens. Because visceral fat isn't just about appearance, it's about function. It's about whether your organs can do their jobs without interference. And giving your body 72 hours to target that fat naturally is one of the most powerful metabolic interventions you can do without medication or surgery. But the benefits don't stop at fat loss. Right around the 72-hour mark, your body unlocks another layer of renewal. Your intestinal stem cells begin to regenerate. These are the cells responsible for maintaining the lining of your gut, for absorbing nutrients, for keeping your digestive system healthy. As we age, those cells slow down, but a 3-day fast gives them a chance to refresh and rebuild. Your immune system also undergoes what researchers call a reboot. Old, worn-out immune cells, cells that have been circulating for years and aren't as effective anymore, get cleared out, and your body starts producing fresh, new immune cells to replace them. This is incredibly valuable for seniors because immune function naturally declines with age. A 3-day fast offers your immune system a chance to reset and come back stronger. And remember that brain fertilizer we talked about, BDNF, it rises even higher at the 72-hour mark, supporting memory, cognitive resilience, and long-term brain health. Meanwhile, all that fat being pulled from your liver helps the liver itself begin to heal. Fatty liver is one of the most common metabolic conditions today, and most people don't even know they have it. But when your liver starts burning its own stored fat for fuel, it gets lighter, cleaner, and more efficient. Now, I know this all sounds incredibly powerful, and it is, but it only works if you do it correctly and safely. So let me walk you through the essentials. First, hydration. You need to drink water consistently throughout the fast, and it's a good idea to include unflavored electrolytes, minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium to keep your body balanced. Dehydration or electrolyte imbalance is one of the most common reasons people feel lightheaded or dizzy during a fast. If you stay on top of hydration, most of that discomfort goes away. Second, movement. You don't want to do intense workouts or heavy lifting during a 3-day fast. Your body is using its resources for healing and fat burning, not for building muscle or powering through a spin class. But light movement, like walking, stretching, or getting some sunlight, is not only safe, it's helpful. It keeps your circulation going and supports the metabolic process. Third, breaking the fast properly. After 72 hours of not eating, your digestive system is quiet. You don't want to shock it back into action with a heavy meal. Start slow. Bone broth is a great first option. It's gentle, nourishing, and easy to digest. You can follow that with something like soft scrambled eggs, avocado, or a simple, clean protein shake. Avoid jumping straight into bread, pasta, or processed foods. Give your body time to ease back into eating, and you'll preserve the benefits you just worked so hard to earn. Now, as powerful as this process is, it's not for everyone. If you're underweight or malnourished, fasting isn't the right tool. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, your body needs consistent nutrition. If you have a history of eating disorders, a prolonged fast can trigger unhealthy patterns. And if you're managing diabetes or taking medications that affect blood sugar or blood pressure, you need to work with a healthcare provider before attempting a fast like this. Safety always comes first. But if you're generally healthy, carrying extra weight, especially around your midsection, and you're looking for a way to reset your metabolism, reduce inflammation, and give your body a chance to heal itself from the inside out, this might be exactly what you've been searching for. Visceral fat is silent, stubborn, and dangerous, but not unbeatable. Over just 72 hours, your body has the ability to flip its own metabolic script, shift into repair mode, clear damaged cells, restore immune function, reset dopamine pathways, and burn through the fat that threatens your long-term health. A 3-day fast isn't about suffering or pushing your limits. It's about giving your body a chance to do what it was designed to do. If you found this breakdown helpful and you want more science-based insights, like what 3 days of water fasting really does to visceral fat, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experience or questions in the comments. Your engagement tells me to keep creating lessons like this, and it helps others, especially seniors, discover information that could genuinely improve their health.